How you doing, guys? Space Bandit here with another episode of World of Tanks, and today we are back in T-62A, Tier 10 Soviet medium tank. And over the next few days I'm going to show you a little bit more games in T-62A and some other medium tanks. Mostly it will be mediums, and we're gonna cover some of the newer maps that came back into World of Tanks. I mean, they've been in rotation for a while now, but considering the fact that they were missing for a long time, I don't think I had a chance to make the video on the revised maps. So we're gonna cover Redshire today, and then in the next few days we're still gonna cover Thiepval Ridge and Erlenberg. Yeah, so we're gonna cover those maps over the next week or so. And yeah, we're gonna talk about how I play those maps in medium tanks, mostly mediums. So if you're looking for strategies on those maps in your heavy tanks or TDs, definitely those videos will not apply unless you're using your heavy tanks that have mobility, that can play sort of like mediums. Then those strategies will probably work. So in Redshire, we get ourselves into this brawling area here, and our light tank is doing excellent spotting right here. So we are able to pretty much have freebies shooting these guys that are right in the middle there. Yeah, if our light tank didn't scout that far, we wouldn't have these shots, but because he's scouting so far, actually both of our light tanks are scouting very, very far. So we are taking advantage of the situation. As you notice here, the opposition's light tanks try to counter two of our light tanks, so there's going to be quite a battle down there, and in the meantime we're going to try to put some shells into those light tanks as well. Now this play usually doesn't happen that often. I don't usually see our light tanks yellowing that far. And actually, I'm surprised that our light tanks survived as much as they did, because they probably should have died. They were way over aggressive in this situation. But I'm assuming because there's no Arty in play, they decided to scout a little bit further, because normally it is a bit more passive on this map. It is not as open as it was right here. But we picked up almost 2.5k damage out of this engagement right there, which is pretty good. And now what we're going to try to do is we're going to look for mistakes that opposition makes here. Like this Badger, for instance, he pushed too far. So what we're going to do is we're going to track him, and we're going to use our rate of fire on T-62 to keep him tracked. At the same time, juice him, completely juice him from his HP. So as you can see over there, I'm retracking him, and now I thought I was going to be able to kill him, but we're not able to take him out of the game. If you look at my positioning, I was behind the rock so that no other tank was able to hit me, yet I was able just to see the front wheel of the Badger. If you guys play turretless TDs, don't make that mistake, especially against, you know, tank with very high rate of fire like T-62A, because definitely it's not gonna end good for you. Anyway, we're gonna come back into the same position, see if we can squeeze out a little bit more damage here. So this is a little bit dangerous move, poking on a T-30. But he was moving, so I know his aim time is not the greatest, and I was able to squeeze in a shot. Unfortunately, we just tracked him. We weren't able to penetrate him. Here, a little bit of a misplay. I didn't think that mouse was going to pay attention to me when I poked out there, but he did. So be it. So, you know, I lost some HP over there. Here, we full T-30 a little bit. We pushed forward, then we pulled back, and he missed his shot. Now we're going to try to track this T-110E5, but we weren't successful in doing so, and he manages to penetrate us. So at this point, we don't want to fight here anymore. This is a heavy tank brawling lane, and even though T-62A can brawl, that's not a good position for us because we don't have gun depression, so we're kind of forced to find holes here and there in order to put our shells through. So instead, what we're gonna do is we're gonna flex to the other side. In the meantime, a light tank is still driving around, and I think this waffle got fed up of our light tank and decided to just go after him, but that was a mistake because we just tracked him, and now we're gonna just juice him. And we take him out of the game. We don't have map control in this situation, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to flex to the other side of the map and try to protect our base from the CS-59 and those two light tanks. The key over here is to stay unspotted and drop on these guys. I was hoping they wouldn't poke the ridge far enough to spot me, and they did not, so I got away getting into this position without being spotted, which is great. Now I want to make sure I don't lose my gun depression once I approach them, and I'm still kind of wondering whether they're gonna come out or not, but they're not. So this 100 LT, we just auto lock and we take him out of the game. We could have bounced that shot, so probably should have aimed properly manually, but hey, just being lazy sometime. I don't know why I didn't fire this shell over there. I probably should have, because sometimes you don't see the outline of a tank, yet you can still hit him. This M46 makes big mistake poking out, and we squeeze that shell through into bottom of his turret. We take him out of the game. And yeah, so now we're just gonna chill. We're gonna lose our 6th sense, and once we do, we're just gonna push forward and clean up. As you notice there, we won the 9 and 0 lines, which is great. We helped our team over on that side of the map, and now we're gonna try to push this side and pretty much close out the game. So we know this M46 is here with the light tank, but light tank is more on the south side now, so we should be able to drop on this M46, and we do, so we take him out of the game, and now we're gonna try to kill the light tank. We don't want to engage him in open field, so I was just wondering whether he's gonna come this way, but I don't see him, so we're gonna try to find him and take him out. Normally, when it comes to Redshire, I prefer playing it from the middle, but it really depends on what your team does. In this situation, there was no artillery in play. Could have played my tank out of the middle, but I decided to help push the heavy flank instead. And if there was no way I could have helped the heavy tanks because of positioning, so on and so forth, then I would flex regardless to the middle. Anyway, we take out the light tank to finish the game in style. Anyway, let's take a look at the post-game stats and see how we did. So we finished on top of the team with 5 kills, 5.2k damage, 1644 base XP. Not a bad game for this tank. We also ended up with 939 assisted damage. We got Mastery Ace Tanker for this game, which is quite interesting because that's not really high XP for an Ace Tanker. But I'll take it. Ace Tanker is an Ace Tanker. We finished on top of the team with 1644 base XP, 5.2k damage, almost 1000 assisted. We fired 21 shells, we had 16 penetrations, and 9 critical hits. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. That's it for now. Until next time, happy tanking, Space Bandit, checking out.
Bring the funk back.